online and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 6.
Smoke could be seen from miles away today. Another large-scale grass fire, this one in the Northern Valley. An up-close look turns it to an ominous wall of gray and white, hampering one's ability to see, breathe, and put out. Good evening, everyone. Thanks so much for joining us this evening. It only takes a spark with these winds, and there's going to be trouble. This time, a grass fire forcing the shutdown along a large stretch of I-29 north of Grand Forks. It started late this morning, 5 miles west of I-29 near Hamilton. It quickly spread to the interstate and started north.
Now, the interstate was shut down between Drayton and the Canadian border because of all the heavy smoke. That led to poor visibility and played a role in a crash that injured 8 people. Fires were reported in both Pembina and Beltrami counties. Valley News Team's Macy Enger is at the Pembina location right now. So, Macy, the interstate's reopened, but how is the firefight going?
Yeah, Stephanie and Mike, right now, firefighters that we've talked to said the fire is pretty much contained and they're just keeping an eye on hot spots because those could rekindle another fire with this wind in the area. We have this little wind gust that's telling us, how fast the wind is going, and we've got 30-mile-per-hour winds, which is, you can feel if you just walk out the door how windy it really is. Now, we were driving up I-29 and we saw along the road these patches of burnt grass, and you can see right across from us where a fire was. But as I said, firefighters have pretty much put out all those spots and are just keeping an eye on the hot spots and making sure another fire doesn't rekindle. Mike and Steph will continue to bring you the latest developments as we get them.
All right, Macy, thank you so much. To stay up to date on all the travel conditions, we have links to DOT maps in Minnesota and North Dakota on our website. Just head to valleynewslive.com.
Fire crews are also currently fighting at least 3 fires in far northern Minnesota. We want to show you a picture that was taken in Wanaska, Minnesota, just south of Roseau, late this afternoon. The fire is about 5 miles south of that town. Sherry Zeppelin of the DNR says multiple aircrafts are fighting this blaze in the Beltrami State Forest. At this time, it is not threatening any structures. Earlier today, crews also knocked down a 100-acre fire south of War Road. A lot of wind and dust throughout the entire Red River Valley today. Let's throw it over to Lisa Green to see what we can expect for tonight. Lisa?
Thanks, Mike. You can see that haze in the atmosphere on our sky cam there. And looking north toward Pembina exit on I-29, you can see the visibility has improved quite a bit. Traffic on the roadway once again, but that's gray sky thanks to that smoke haze still out there. Hallock reporting visibility of 7 miles. That's much improved from earlier where they were down to less than 2 miles at times thanks to that fire. Visibility at reporting sites at least looking good right now, but it's in those small locations where those fires have started where visibility is much less. Winds still strong, gusting into the 30s, 38-mile-per-hour gust right now in Fargo, 35 in Grand Forks, and temperatures still warm, 76 in Fargo. That red flag warning in effect until 8. After that, the wind will start to relax tonight, and I'll let you know if we have a quieter day ahead tomorrow coming up in just a few moments.
It will be nice to relax, the wind and us as well. Thanks, Lisa.
Sure.
We have some new exclusive information now on the Pro-Life Club. Some students at Fargo North and Davies High wanted to start, but they were denied.
Valley News Live wanted to dig deeper and made an information request to find out why. Valley News Team's Krista Bain joins us now with what she found out. Krista?
Mike, Steph, our information request came up with a number of emails between teachers, the students, parents, and the superintendent from when the idea of pro-life clubs first started. The activities director at Davies originally said yes to allowing the students similar privileges, like posting announcements in their club. But as the first meeting for the club came, a space to have it was all that was allowed. Their reasoning? That the school cannot allow the club because it's, quote, religious in nature. The district said to deny the request at North High because of the solicitation by outside agencies district policy. It can deny any non-school organization's request.
It's frustrating for us to hear because it shouldn't matter what other people think about our opinions as long as we're not being rude about them, which we aren't. So we have a First Amendment right to be there. It doesn't matter other people's opinions.
Bridget tells me that other clubs like the Gay Straight Alliance group, which is just as controversial, is allowed to announce meetings and have a bulletin at school. Fargo Public Schools still will not comment on any of this, including any kind of club policies that the district has. Mike?
All right, thanks, Krista. The attorney for the students asked to have a statement from the school district by Friday. If you'd like to see all of the emails involved in the decision to deny access to the pro-life group, go to our website, valleynewslive.com, and click on this story.
A petition has been started to get the Moorhead School Board to change their minds on its decision to no longer support the Special Olympics program. Parents gathered Monday at a school board meeting asking the board to reconsider. The woman that started the petition, Jolene Rowe from Centennial, Colorado, says the Special Olympics have a much bigger impact than most people realize. Well, coming up tonight on Valley News Live, 10 at 10, we talk with Rowe and tell you how you can sign the petition if you'd like to.
Paying for pre-kindergarten education in North Dakota is a costly issue. We knew from the beginning of the legislative session that pre-K could potentially be funded by the state. While an earlier proposal failed, another bill is working its way through lawmakers.
It passed the Senate with $6 million in funding, but the House was only willing to provide $3 million. Valley News Team's Ashley Bishop traveled to Bismarck to investigate why the funding was cut.
The House and Senate are differing on opinions when it comes to pre-K funding. The House only wants to give money to low-income families.
House version only funds low-income families, whereas the Senate version also allowed all families to access early childhood education.
Pre-K bill would allow families to apply for the state funding. House Majority Leader Al Carlson says there is a mixed reaction on whether the state should be involved with pre-K.
I did the best I could in the House to get that amended so it got to the people that really need it, the lower income level.
I also asked the House Majority Leader why only provide to low-income families.
Call it what you want, but they're really starting vouchers for pre-K. You can go ahead and get $1,000 or $1,500 credit towards the cost of the pre-K. Personally, I'm not a fan of going down to the 3- and 4-year-old level with school funding. I think we have significant enough issues to deal with K-12.
State Senator Philip Murphy, who sponsored the Senate version, says he is sad to see the House cut the funding and see it only benefit certain people.
You know, I think 44 states use state funding for pre-K to some degree. It's time that we get on board so we can be competitive. Our kids need to be able to compete.
The bill is still in committee and can change. Lawmakers say if you're unhappy about what is going on, reach out to them. In Bismarck, Ashley Bishop, Valley News Live.
Now, the bill has been approved by the Department of Instruction already, and they will allocate the funding. A third person has been arrested in connection with the robbery near West Acres in March. Abraham Hassan Noor has been arrested for the all-stop store robbery on March 26th. Fargo police arrested 2 other men just 2 days after the robbery. One of the men showed a gun and demanded money from the convenience store at that time.
Remember to like Valley News Live on Facebook. You can follow the latest news, weather, and breaking news updates anytime on your feed. Just search Valley News Live, like our page, and you'll stay informed throughout the entire day. Later on Valley News Live at 6, an area resort has closed temporarily.
And winds peaked in the 40s, even some mid-40s in the Northern Valley, where we've been having a lot of trouble there with fire danger. I'll let you know when the relief is coming right after this.